Hello everyone, welcome back to the Makisode YouTube channel. How are you today? It's a beautiful weather out and I hope it is the same where you are. So today is one of those beautiful days where we bring you one of ours. Yeah, we're gonna be walking you through how we made this top. Okay, so I'm thinking of calling her Tana, right? Because of this graduation from white to brown. Well, I haven't quite concluded yet, but yeah, that's the first name that comes to mind. It's a very beautiful peplum blouse, yeah, with a tie. It's got a tie up at its neck with a cape-like thingy here. Okay, yeah, got that tie there. It's made all around houndstooth, mostly, sorry, V stitches, half double crochet V stitches. Yeah, but before I go telling you all about this beautiful top, are you new to our channel? Do go subscribe. On a weekly basis, we bring you brand new videos, inspiring you on all of the possibilities of crochet, walking you through how we made one of our own pieces, and sometimes demystifying what one celebrity or another wore. All right, we talk patterns, we draw patterns, we modify patterns, we talk stitches, we create, if we even create our own patterns. So yeah, do join us. All the tips and tricks you need to make your crochet life easy is right here. We have our galleries up on Instagram. For our wedding day apparel, you can find those at Makisode Weddings. And then for our corporate casuals, accessories, and the likes, you can find those at Makisode Models. Do well to follow, do well to like, do well to leave a nice comment, and do well to share our content. So back to this blouse. How did we do it? Where did we start from? What did we do? And how did we end? So yeah, we started from the top, all right? Started from the top. So yeah, you're going to be needing proper measurements: shoulder measurement, bust measurement, waist measurement, and then hip measurement, right? Or your hip measurement, for in this case, may not be necessary if your peplum is rich, meaning if it's full, all right, because it opens up around the hip area. However, you still need to know what that number is. All right, so from up here, what did we do? We chained, right? You're going to be chaining a certain number of, I showed us how we made this part, right? This part right here, this armhole part. There is a special video showing us how this part was made, which I'm going to insert in this main video. You can also see that we used a combination of double crochet V rows and half double crochet V rows just up to the armpit region, and then beyond that we did our half double to keep it keep it decent. All right, keep it a tad opaque. Yeah, it's not opaque, of course it has to be lacy, but yeah, it's a lot more decent up here. The holes are not as much here as they are here. Yeah, so we walked from this top right here. Yeah, that's the line there. It's this line right here. That's that line right there. So we walked to the back panel, and then we walked a front panel before joining them at the armpit region to walk in the round all the way down. So yeah, at the midpoint, which is about I would say 2 inches above the navel. At the point of 2 inches above the navel, we had to walk our peplum. So what did we do? So let's say this is the front part of the dress, right? You need 4 cardinal points, 4 points where, the distance from from right here to right there is the same as the distance from right there to right there. That is where those increase points come in. So I'm going to lift one side up so that you can see what I mean. So you would have used your stitch marker to mark your points. The closer you mark these points to the more even numbering. Okay, so what I mean by that is if you have like 100 V's all around, you may want to mark them at the 25th point, 25th, 25 here, 50 here, 75 there, and yeah, and like that. So 25, 50, 75 into 4 quadrants. You're going to want to measure that into 4 quadrants. However, if the numbering is not equal, you want more of the space to be at the side so that your peplum shows very well. So you want more of the V's to be at the side, more stitches at the side than in here, so that your peplum can show properly both up front and at the back. So I don't know if you understood that, but yeah, what I'm going to be walking you through now is how to create this peplum, and I'm going to be doing that with an illustration. So like I said, we worked V stitches. All right, so our V stitch consisted of a half double crochet, a chain, and another half double crochet. So that is it. That's the start point. So that's this point right here where all of the half double crochet stitches lined up nicely. So I now want to create a peplum. It will be created with increases. So this is what I did. I put 2 half double crochet stitches into that space right there. 2 half double crochet V stitches into that space right there. First point of increase. Our second point of increase was that we put a half double crochet V in here. Yeah, a half double crochet V in the middle into one of those half double crochet stitches, and then a final one in here. So we now have 3, right? Then at this point I'll now repeat what we have here. So inside this middle one I will insert 2 half double V's. That's how it works. So it keeps repeating. That way it keeps spreading out, because by now when you have these 2 here, you're going to have 1 here, 1 V here, another V here, right? Then when we get to this next row, there's going to be a V here inside this V, a V in the middle, a V inside the second V here, and then of course the V's of these ones. That's it. That's it. And it keeps opening up. Next row, you put 2 V's here and then just 1 V each. The next row, the 2 V's, you turn them into 3 V's. Just like we did here. 2 V's turned into 3 V's, 2 V's turned into 3 V's. While all these ones keep getting their individual V stitches. So that's it. And then you do this for as long as you want to. Do you know that you can actually use this method to create a tail for your wedding dress, just in case, or create a tail for your whatever dress. Yeah, it may not be an outright wedding, could be for a ball gown, could be for a casual dress, you just want a little tail, or your blouse, you just want a little tail. You can use this technique to create that tail. That's exactly what we did here. So we had this increase here, increase there. That's what formed this peplum at the end of the day. That's how it was formed. Simple. All right. So next I'm going to be talking to us when we got to the end of that lower part here, when we would have achieved the length of our blouse. We came back up here and created a bridge between the back panel and the front panel using single crochet stitches. So a few rows of single crochet stitches, making up the measurement of the armhole depth. So let's say that when you were creating this, your panels, right? Because essentially the armhole depth you want to create, let's say it's 9 inches long, right? And then you have created your panels for, say, about 7 inches high each. You still have 2 inches missing on both sides. So this single crochet bridge here is going to have to measure those your 2 plus 2, meaning 4 inches long, and then you add, join that at either side. All right, that's it. You create both for both sides, and then edge nicely. We edge nicely with single crochet rows, 2 single crochet rows. After that was when we now created this tie. What did we do about the tie? We still use half double crochet stitches, but this time around a lighter weight yarn than what we used for the body. So a lighter weight, let's say you used about 3 to 4 ply for the body. On this part you may want to use just 2 ply for the tie. Why? You want the tie to be flexible, right? Like that. You want the tie to be flexible. All right, so you're going to have to chain. Here we chained about 80 something, but in multiples that allow you create V stitches on them. So yeah, we created about 80 something stitches. You create stitches, a long set of stitches, and then attach them here, attach those that chain. Yeah, attach the chain here, same number, attach the chain here, and then start working your V stitches from one end around the neck, around that neckline, all the way to the end of the other side of the chain, and then you come back around like that. That is it. That's all it really takes. Now what's interesting about this is that at the points where there are curves, remember that because you have sleeves, you have the single crochet joining part, there are going to be curves here and there. At the curve points you want to insert increases. You could choose to insert increases similar to this one, or you could keep it minimal, meaning you, when you increase in a certain row, in the next 2 rows you do not increase. You increase again in the fourth row. Yeah, that's the fourth row, right? And then the next 2 rows you do not increase. What that does is that it keeps the cape, it keeps the cape straight up, right, sitting nicely on the individual shoulder, rather than being all tight, right, because it, or being too open. So it's neither too open nor too tight, it's just right. Okay, that's what to do there. And then at the end of it all, you fasten off. That's it. Have double crochet stitches, 2 ply here, have double crochet stitches, 3 to 4 to 5 ply, depending on which zone you are in and what is available to you. That's it. Yep. So do let me know, do you have questions on any part of this blouse? Ask in the comments, ask questions in the comments, and then we will do our best to bring a more explicit explanation to you. Now, you love the blouse, but you do not have the time to work it, you would like us to do that for you. Ask us also in the comments. We'll do it for you for a token. Okay, on the other hand, you love the blouse, you know the technique, so you do not want us to work it for you, but you would like a pattern. Also ask us in the comments, and we would also, write one for you for a token. Yeah, this part is free. However, if you want anything more, it may be for a token. So ask your questions. If it is something we can answer for free, we would answer it for free. However, if it is to work this dress or to give you a pattern, it will be for a token. All right? Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe. Bye for now.